Hello and welcome. Now, this is I'm going to put this at the very beginning of this particular Let's Play. This is, I called it my guilty pleasure. I love start from scratch. I don't want to give too much away. Yeah, let's try and not. Oh, you're going to see them, aren't you? And things like that. Yeah. This is quite a few episodes in. I'm on episode 9. This might even be episode 10 that I just recorded now. So a long way in. I'm not going to show you anything or anything like that, but I had a recording glitch where I always check that I record now. I'll go out and I'll check that OBS is going, but I don't necessarily, if everything looks right with a cursory glance, I don't notice. I have been doing it since this mistake. Well, not mistake really. OBS suddenly. There was no update where you would think, oh yeah, let's check OBS. All of a sudden, OBS started to change the way it was grabbing the screen, and it missed the top clock, which is really important to Farming Simulator because obviously it shows you money, the time, the month, the weather. I know all of these things in themselves are not totally important. The bottom line is, I obviously did the first, I think, 6 or 7 without knowing this because I hadn't actually edited any of the videos. As I said, I call it my guilty pleasure because I so enjoyed Saxlingham, the new farmer start, that I thought I'd like to a real hard challenge where I only give myself 100,000 and strict guidelines on what I can and can't do. So I did that, and the rest is history. We are now like 10 episodes in and we are doing terribly well. That's not all my equipment, by the way. That's the equipment that's scattered around the yard. So don't think that beast is ours, and so are they. Yeah, most things we've got down the farm. I'm not going to show you what we've got because it would ruin things. But really, this is just my explanation that although it is a bit, it's anybody who sort of watched the channel knows whether you would trust me or not, to like that I'm pulling a fast one or something like that. But what makes this worse is I tried 3 or 4 times to record on Saxlingham. Am I saying it right? I think I'm on Saxlingham. So I didn't want to like throw this one away, and it felt right. Literally from the time we started, it was a struggle in the beginning. We did lots of things like baling without a windrower and things like that we'd got to dig deep. Mostly using the buying and selling that Giants have obviously incorporated now into the main game, because obviously, but I'd only got 100,000 and I was not allowed to go to the bank, so the rules were quite stringent. So tactics were heavily involved in they always are, but what I mean is now, like if you're 169,000 in the bank, you think, oh yeah, that's okay. Although there's a lot of big items that is not okay for. If you can't go to the bank, you've got to make sure you've got a bit of money if you're buying and selling. So I tried my best, but obviously we had to buy equipment and things like that. I even did some contracts, which is not we would have, in fact, I suppose we will. This is a real beautiful tractor. It's not upgraded or anything, but it is the new beast on the block. It's the special Deutz that is quite amazing. It's not upgraded yet. It's just a basic, almost 300 horsepower, but it can go to 3,000. I'm not going to do that. It would be too super duper. But it is nevertheless going to be. I'm going to super it up something. Like it's got some beautiful lights and all that type of things. They've really worked hard on it. It's a very, very good mod. Yeah, I've used it on another Let's Play. So yeah, we ordered it. We're using the find used a lot, which I have done on 2 or 3 Let's Plays now. I like it. It can be used as a tool to limit what you can do, and also it brings in things out of your control. You can't just buy what you like from the shop when you like it. It brings a time element out of your control. That means you've really got to dig deep and sort of be patient, which is quite new to me. I'm not terribly patient. I'm terribly impatient. So we've got a really massive team now on this, which is quite nice. I've gone heavily into equipment and ordered what I like and all that type of thing, and we've done quite well. And really, what this winter should mean we do terribly, terribly well on what we've done. So what I'm saying is, it is a real challenge the first few sort of sessions, but you cannot see that top bar. So it, but one thing is, obviously I've watched the entire series and I've gone through the editing, and I'm like, well, you do keep saying how much money you've got, which is quite good, because obviously I never knew at the time that you couldn't see the top bar. So I was going, well, we're down to 400, we're up to 400,000, or we're down to 117,000. So you see everything going on, and but you can't ever see any messages either. Like you get your searches come in where your equipment lands, and I'll go, oh, brilliant, our equipment's landed. So again, you've got the verbal cue that it's happened, and obviously I can see the message, but it doesn't hamper things too much, but it's just that obviously we go into the menus like this, and instead of, you can't see that top thing where it says balance, it's that line there. So you can see all of this, and there's a black bar at the bottom. So I don't know what OBS did, because it had got enough screen to do it. All of a sudden, just like like on this Let's Play, typically it just did that strange thing at the bottom. So yeah, I didn't realize straight away until I started to edit, and I thought, oh no, how many videos has it done this for? And it had literally done it. Yeah, the last 3 or 4 now have all been right, but you're quite a few sessions in, but the action's still there. So it's just a bit of an explanation, which I put right at the beginning of this as an explanation that it really is worth watching. But I do apologize. Yeah, and it's a little bit like anything. I've done this quite a few times. Every single time you go on a map, it is unique, and that's another thing I love about the sales, because obviously the sales bring in an element that is quite unique, and they're not always the same. In fact, they're all completely different, which I love. It's one thing I really admire that Giants have done very well, is that they've never ever compromised on that random factor that things come in, so things are really out of your control. And then obviously I've added this element as well, that there's a set of quite stringent rules which we don't break. There's a couple of times I have to make a call because the game mechanics go wrong, and yeah, we sort of make a call which I don't think was unfair. But you'll see. But yeah, hopefully you'll see anyway. It is worth watching, honest. And I also do a few things that are unusual for me, which, yeah, like the contracts. I didn't want to lose that particular tractor, and we got no money, and I thought, well, it is harvest time. Why don't you do some contracts? Because the other thing is, last time I did contracts, they were broken. So I like was really annoyed because I'd like spent. I don't go on contracts very often. Did a contract, it didn't work. So I thought, oh, great, Giants, contracts are broken again, just like the beginning of FS22. I thought, oh, I'll leave it alone. Let's just crack on with farming. And I left it alone. But this time, I thought, oh no, as you do, because it was my last time. I thought, I hope they've fixed the contracts. Well, they both worked absolutely fine, so that was great. And we got a bit of wheat to make a bit of mineral feed. So again, yeah, we mostly the buying and selling is out of the thing, but it was all tactics, as in the way that you buy things, the order you buy things in, and all that type of stuff. I also tried to skip through it quite quickly, but it is a major part of our. Yeah, I've been a bit of an Arthur Daly, and I've on almost all of them, because it is now such a huge thing that you get on any of the Let's Plays. So unless you sort of like not going to sort of say no, I mean, and again, I can do that as well. If like you would all like say, oh, we want one Let's Play, we're just not doing the buying and selling, I can do that as well. Apart from, well, you can't really, can you? That's the trouble. You've got to look at the sales to see if there's anything for your farm every day, but you don't have to do buying and selling, admittedly. But if there was a way to quickly make 70 grand and you'd got 500 grand in the bank, would you not sell that big harvester to make like 50,000 quick money because you knew someone who you could make a phone call to who needed that harvester? I think you would. But yeah, again, it is true. It is done for entertainment. So if you like said, can we have a miss on this one? All I do is buy the things. And again, sometimes, because you can get over reliant, just like I used to on the fertilizer mod, that I was, let's use the fertilizer. And it's sort of like, yeah, but and I've been very stringent on FS25. I've only got one Let's Play that I've done it, and that's Maypole. It just made sense with what we were doing and how much fertilizer, slurry, and manure we'd got that we actually did the fertilizer mod for once. So yeah, I'm going to leave it there. All that remains to be said is I hope you enjoy the series, and I hope you would do sort of give it a chance, because it really is a cracking series. I don't very often say that is true, but it's I was quite pleased with. We did dig deep a lot. We've done a bit of chippery. I've created a unique production for this based upon. Let me show you that at least. Yeah, I know you can see that already. So it is. No, it's actually factories, and it is about. Yeah, I fell in love with this. It's not mine, but it inspired me to do my own similar version. So it is the wood chip factory. The thing that got me the most is, like a lot of things, it's got 1,000 litre pallets. Now, I've got this on Wampsville, and I've got like about 750 pallets to load, all 1,000 litre pallets. And I'm like, that's just going to take forever. So I've designed mine to have 5,000 litre pallets, which is still quite a lot of lugging, but nowhere near as much as the 1,000 litre ones. I'm trying to make something, because that is going to be the biggest load unload session ever. And I have done some quite whoppers recently with that very thing, but like that's going to be something that's insane. So yeah, I'm even considering auto loading for that one thing, because it's just nuts how many we're going to be doing on that session. So yeah, anyway, yeah, that's talking about something else. I'm a terror for this, crossing over to all the Let's Plays. Yeah, so I hope you enjoy the series. Thank you very much for watching. Hello and welcome. Every now and again I have one of these moments of madness where I want to set myself a challenge, and this one I thought, well, this is Saxlingham. I don't know how I'm going to do this. I'm going to make this a little bit tougher though. I can only buy and sell with the cash that we've got in there. It's a new feature, I will do it, but I haven't got enough even to buy a patch of land, so it's going to be, I'm in a caravan, like with my mother and father, in Saxlingham, trying to make a few quid buying and selling to begin with. I think that's probably the choice I'm going to make. You can obviously see I am just literally going in now. Let's take this down. So we've got, oh, well, that is a point. Have we got nothing? Yeah, I mean, let's look in the garage. Have we got anything in our garage? No, I was just wondering, because obviously this is unit. I've had to literally, I've gone on. I didn't realize you could do this. I thought it was going to be released through the mod, or even though I've been following Farm Sim Brisco's story on YouTube. Yeah, it was someone sort of stole his work and that a while back, and he was seriously considering packing it all in, and myself and a lot of other content creators and you know, people who were on his channel would like say, no, don't let these. There's always nasty people who are willing to do horrible things. So we've got 100,000 to ourselves. We have got absolutely nothing on the map, which I'm going to show you. Yeah, because it's strange. When I actually played New Farmers, I've still got that, but I just, every now and again, I get this sort of restlessness when I can't do something I've already done. So I come on and I'll do something mad like this to sort of blow the cobwebs out, sort of thing. So you can see we don't own a stitch. What is the cheapest field that we could, like, because there's some really tiny ones. Field 4, that's right above the, how much is that? Oh, my life. Well, there's not much point in buying a batch of land if, like, it's gonna, wow. So, yeah, wow, that's even, so it looks like 92,000 is about the cheapest one that I can find. Well, yeah, I don't know what that is, though. Like, what is it? It's, that's a good question. What is it? What do we actually get? A tiny little patch of land on the very edge of the map with absolutely nothing. I suppose you say that. Okay. One thing I'm going to say is if we was going to do something mad like this, where this is the start now, obviously there is no like, we don't know what is what, or is there anything else similar to that? Yeah, that's forestry. We can see that. This is, wow, 300 foot. It's got to be a farm. That's got to be a farm. Surely. It's got to be. Oh, it's okay. We're inside someone's. It's a house. Oh, right. Okay. So it's a house. And this is also a house. So we can buy a few houses, but they don't really do anything for us. So that's not really good either. Yeah, I've it is actually, right, okay. Life is better on the farm, Saxlingham. Okay, well, I'll take your word for it, truly. So then, yeah, with options are very limited. That's 186 grand, 88,000. I always play these type of things. Obviously, if you're going to make yourself a challenge, it's got to have a challenging set of rules. So, as I say, there is the buying and the selling. We've not looked at it deliberately at the minute because it can be, you never know. You saw me roll up. The time is up there ticking constantly. So, rules are we can only use the money that we've got in the bank. We don't have to have a patch of land, but if like we run out of money, I can't go to the bank manager. We've only got 100 grand in the bank. It was my grandfather left me £100,000, and that is my thing. And I've got a dream of going into farming, so that is the premise. We're not allowed to. Yeah, have a terrible rep with the bank. So what is in the sales? Is it going to be good or is it going to be bad? Right. Well, the one other thing. Yeah, let's go down the store. I am going to buy that. This is not from me though. We're going to buy the store a telehandler. Yeah, as I always do on all of my Let's Plays. That's nothing different. So obviously, and it is true, they would. But I mean, I'm not sure that you'd get free range like I do, but it is a game, so there's got to be a little bit of. Otherwise, yeah, I mean, it's a hard set of rules, but it is so right. It's going to be 98,000. Having done this many times, I know exactly how much this is going to cost me, right down to the implements. So we shall see if I'm telling porcupines. So that should be 100,000 when we finish, when we actually buy the telehandler for the store, if I'm right. So, yep, 96. And the telehandler tools is 2,000, which comes to 98,000. Fantastic. So then, yeah, we at least have a means of shifting stuff around that I don't have to switch. I mean, you could stick super strength on, couldn't you, really? But I'd prefer a vehicle. I don't like using super strength apart from as an assist for doing trees, basically. So 100,000 is ours. We are going to put the time up. So the journey begins. So then let's have a look. We can. Yeah, well, to be honest, we're actually quite fortunate, aren't we, really? Let's buy that first. Obviously, the end game is that we do really want to go into farming. So some of these we really would like to buy equipment for ourselves, but obviously to begin with, I'm just going to weep at the loss of all these tractors, because you can guarantee that when I want to buy a tractor, yeah, Farm Sim Brisco set quite a challenge. These gates that into here, where the cell is right on the other side, it's not very nice for big equipment. Yeah, there's quite a few bits of equipment that really don't play very nicely with this. Like, I don't think that's in far enough. In fact, I know it's not, having done this a few. Oh, we've got yeah, let's change my settings. Yeah, I would never showed you me hard settings. Did a hard. Yeah, I don't want automatic engine start on. I don't want any of these buys on. So you've seen I'm on hard economy. I'm going to do 50-50 for maintenance and cost. I think that's everything. And also we're going to save the game so that we've got a point in time in case anything goes wrong. Yeah, so let's just see if we can push that a little bit. Yeah, I hate doing it this way because it sort of does seem really at this point it's a bit unrealistic the way that it actually works. But can we? No, we're gonna have to pull out and then. Ah, okay. It's jammed. I don't think it's in right. No, I really don't think that's in enough. Having done this lots of times, it's yeah, it has to be a certain depth in. Okay. I think the only way that's going to happen is a reset, but we'll have a go. We won't give in easily. See if we can push it. Maybe. It always is to say, always when you're tired. I am absolutely shattered. I've just been on the phone to Amazon for about 2 hours trying to sort out something that actually ended up being my own fault, but it was a bit of a sort of a coincidence to a transaction that was occurred that I was trying to buy my wife a gift, and it was the same amount bar a penny, so it did look very suspect, but it really was in the end my fault. It's just that the set of events was quite, yeah, but it's taken me all evening, and then you get so stressed, don't you, really? You're like, you know, you're trying to sort something out, and then in the end you're like, oh, it really was my fault. But obviously hard day's work, come home, and then it's about 9 o'clock finished on the phone to Amazon, and really it is my own sort of fault. Right, so then, oh, I love the AB as well, cracker, and I love that as well. It's my, oh, it's the bigger one actually. Right, so then we can do the contract, but yeah, even though we wouldn't have it in Great Britain, that one would be difficult to shift, so we won't. Yeah, if we get stuck, we get stuck. It's tough. I've got to use any means myself to actually do this. You know, as in, like, if I lose money, then I'll have to sell it directly. If I choose to buy and sell something with options and it's a bad choice, I take the loss. It's as simple as that. So it is. I mean, you only make a little bit. So like 48,000, we should make 4,800 on top. Some of the options you do still make a little, so it's worth it. Having done this quite a lot, I know most of the rules so far, but I just mean to say I'm definitely 100% sure that I'm always right, because that's definitely not true. 6,000, and this is totally random. I mean, totally. There's no way, you know. It's true, actually. We could do two things at once, couldn't we? Yeah, we could. Yeah, we could grab both with the one and sell the two, and then it's quicker than doing one at a time. Yeah, I mean, like I say, I could do contracts. I've done that many times, but this is a new feature. So I thought I'd be a bit of an Arthur Daly. I've done this quite a bit on the Let's Plays, and obviously I don't think anyone else has. Well, I mean, it was mentioned right back at the beginning that this was a thing, and I thought, no, Giants won't have allowed that. But I tried it out, and sure enough, I have done it on quite a few Let's Plays, and it is something that I sort of do. And obviously the other thing is Giants have just made the sales like on steroids, as in like you seem to get twice as much, and throughout the day you get proper sales. So it is now quite interesting. It's sort of become a tool, and with the second-hand equipment also, now that's a very good price. But yeah, I can get mine for a couple of grand though, so it just seems a bit, why would I do that? I'm gonna weep though. Like, yeah, I am gonna weep now, sort of selling this. No options. You got to be careful looking for your options, and also don't repair. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, I don't know that you lose exactly, but oh no, it's, yeah. But to me, I did it at the beginning. I was like repairing, and I seemed to take away the money that you would make as profit, so I stopped doing it, and I still make 10%. So to me, I like just thought, well, so I might be wrong. I don't think I am. Yeah, so we could do this as long. I mean, I don't want this to be the Let's Play, but what I mean is, This is us. We are making a legitimate business, and we have got the vagaries of the game with us. I mean, as in, like, you know, you don't know what you're going to get. You've got what you've got. It really is as simple as that. So off to the caravan we go, and we will go through till... no, we haven't. No, we have. Yeah, no, we can do that as well. Yeah. Even though I don't know why this would be in Great Britain, but hey-ho. It's an imperfect game. There are some very strange issues with the game at the minute, though. I've obviously been a gamer for many years. I've like repaired my game files quite a few times, and it's always found errors, even a few days after. So if I notice something strange happening, I'll do a repair, and it always finds errors and fixes it. But what I mean is, why is it continually finding errors? That's my point. I don't sell the... Yeah, fantastic. So 41,000 we made. So we're gonna like go to the caravan till tomorrow morning. Gonna go till 9. It's gonna go like for a second, and then we shall see what tomorrow brings. And I'm only, yeah, I mean, if we can afford lands, I've got to make a move. I can't hold on to this and just build up an estate, because anybody can do that. As soon as I can afford a bit of land, I need to do something with it. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through till March as a maximum, as in, like, if I've got any money and I've not lost it all, which is unlikely, but so now that would not be a bad thing to actually get, would it, though, for us? Ooh, can't afford that. We cannot afford that. Definitely not. So let's grab the Rex. Yeah, and may as well grab as much as we possibly can. Like, yeah, the Quantum 2. And thinking of getting that for ourselves. It's not, I mean, now with the bigger bales, but as a starting thing for ourselves, it gives you an option that really is, I mean, the same as that. It sort of gives you half of a business for a very, very little amount. So let's get rid of everything. Let's, yeah, I think we'll take this, because I don't fancy the chances of the little one, really. Do we time-lapse this? No, because I mean, to be honest, it'd be so mega boring, wouldn't it, really, if I do that as well? I think we could have managed that with that as well. Really? Then we'll grab the baler. I mean, it is totally random. It's like that. If you'd got 234 grand, you'd make 23,000 off the bigger items, but you've not got that, so you've got a limited hand. And if we're buying stuff as well, you've really got... No, that's too... No, let's not do that. That's silly. Yeah, can we manage the baler? I would have thought if it can't do that, it can't manage the baler. Surely this is surely heavier than that. Okay, no, it's not. Wow, you wouldn't believe that, would you? That the mover's heavier than the baler, or harder to drag. Okay. Right, okay. Yes, and yes. That's an unbelievable thing. That I love that as well. That was a cracking price, wasn't it, really? Right, so we need to be buying... it's nearly 1.5 grand, so why not? It's just going to take me half an hour to cross the car park is all. Yeah, so let's grab. It's going to be a bit of a struggle, but we can do it. I know we can work it. I mean, I have... Oh, yeah, let's do the... Forgot this is the real one, isn't it? It's just a bit slow. This is not like the mover. This is the genuine Grimmy. Yeah, I have made one of these myself, and it's been fitted with a 50 horsepower engine built for speed. So yeah, it's not very powerful. It gets stuck on things on the field. It's got to be fairly flat, but it does belt like a little tiny lawnmower engine does at 26 miles an hour, which is great fun, whizzing across the fields, and it done half skid around. I love it. It's amazing. Did put it on the mod hub, but again, Giants chucked it out with no explanation. So yeah, I'm right. Okay, let's get you gone. Fantastic. Yeah, I've put quite a few of my mods on the mod hub, but they've all been thrown out. Most with no explanation. Not, and I'm not going to like fib and say, oh, it's all Giants though, because they did have some things that were right, but then they also threw everything out without any explanation, and that really didn't make any sense to me. So yeah, it's very difficult being a new modder. They sort of expect perfection, and being a new modder, I think that's quite a hard task for you to grasp as a new modder. Yeah, really, there's no leniency at all. I mean, of course, they are sort of on that score. I'm going to say they're obviously trying to release good mods, but then you see some mods and you think, well, that's not particularly. And the things that was getting a no, you can't do that. Other people have done the same thing and they have done it. So it's sort of like, well, hang on a minute. I can't release the Razzik, but there's got that person with the salt thing and they've released the Razzik and that's okay. I don't get the rules. Why is it okay for one and not for another? But it's, yeah. Ooh, we are not doing badly, are we, really? 147,000. Yeah. We might stand a chance. We might stand a chance. Well, it's random. That's what I did say. I'd love that. So we're gonna do this. I don't think you're gonna get a better price than that. I mean, I know it's not ideal, but that's really not really the thing, is it? So we're gonna like, these are for us. That's the starting of our farm. That I'd love to keep that, but we just, yeah, we need to like be rather ruthless to begin with. So can't afford the oxbow. So that would have been the best way of making cash, but obviously we can't do it. We can't. So March, whatever little nest egg we built up by March, we've got to roll it into, even if it was that little tiny bit down the bottom, and maybe chop a few trees down and sort of, I mean, I wouldn't stay there for ages. It's just like as a, you know, like a business, and it is a valid business. I could wood chip, and then if we're going to do that, though, we ought to do it this time of year, really. So it's sort of going the wrong end. Although we're not going to have a lot of cash. We're going to be eking a business. Let's be honest. So it's not going to be easy. But I am going to insist that when I've got any money that I need to do it after March. We can't like hang around for another 6 months buying and selling. There's got to be, we invest that in something and try to move on. Otherwise, anyone can do what I'm doing if you just like go on and on and on and on and on and on and on. It's just like, oh my life. Wow, we can do it. We can. I have done it actually. So it's tough though. But we obviously also going to need to. Ooh, that would make a cracking. Oh, it would. It's too. How are we going to do this? Oh, it's such a shame that is. Yeah, this is the one where it's got options you've got to buy. This is the handset. So let's grab a baler as well. One of the two. Oh, we're not going to make a lot off this. Oh, options. Options, Mr. Smith. You know the rules. Right, also, yeah, that is a point, actually. Could we put that on the front? What I mean is it's minimum, you know, like you're making the most of your little journey. It's a shame this is. Yeah, I think we could have run across the way, really. Yeah, so we've got 2 bits of property, no tractor, and we're selling all the tractors because we can't afford to have a tractor for 60. Now, also, the buying things is a brilliant new... is that the other way then? Oh wow, the refill bayonet is like, yeah, it was covering the fact you could like grab it. I had to go out on a limb then. I was like, well, it could just be the messaging system is like wrong. So it was indeed. Yeah, the little items are you're making a pittance, but it all adds up, doesn't it? That's what I'm saying. So yeah, no, it's all a little bit. Yeah, every bit helps. Let's grab that. Right, so we want to. It's not the most interesting, that's what I'm going to say, but it's what can you do? It is what we've got in it. It's a challenge, and it's just a take of you using your brains to actually use the system that you've got. But it is admittedly not the most interesting. It is true, but then again, I don't suppose chopping a tree down is that any more interesting? It's just another valid way of actually making a bit of cash, and we're sticking some rules on the top of it, so. And we are gradually earning a few thousand, it's true. I mean, we've nearly doubled our cash, but we can't buy anything big yet. And by the time we do, if we do get up to that point, it'll be time to spend it all. I did sort of do a sort of trial of this a long time ago, where I actually just showed that you can actually do this, and it is a valid way to make money. And I sort of did, which is why obviously I learnt that you can actually do this. Do we grab those as well? Why not? Why not? Because we've got to run down there anyway, so it's no more difficult to get that and then grab that on the front than it would be to just run the two things, so why not? Just got to do it at a bit of an angle. I am not going to grab the other one there. I was trying to think of your time as well. You know, but I'm trying to maximise this if we see if we can actually get through that door. So it is, as I said, Farm Sim Brisco has really set quite a bit of a challenge with this. It's not very easy. Especially, I mean, this is small. Yeah, I mean, it's complete, as we saw with the John Deere one. It's not very easy at all once you start to get to a certain size. And that next, that is a nightmare. I have done it once, but I needed the help of a lorry, so I'm not sure. The trouble is, it's that old saying, desperate times call for desperate measures. When your back's to the wall, sometimes you will risk doing things like that. So we're going to give it a shot. But we're on our own this time, so if I have to sell it and we have to take a loss, then we have to take a loss. And I haven't got a weight this time, although I could buy a weight, that is true. Yeah, it's true, actually, we could. It's not necessarily a nonsensical thing to do. I didn't grab it this side before, but it's a... I think I've got it. No, I have got it. I have now. It's more a case of directing it than anything else. But I had the help of a lorry last time, and I haven't got that this time, so this is going to be a little bit fun. I think I can do it. Yeah, I am sort of determined, so I think as we get a bit closer, we need to try to direct it a little bit more by pushing it at the back. I think we also need to force the end back out a little bit, so we're almost like directing it like an arrow. So we need to do that on the end. minute. Nearly. Yeah, aiming my arrow for the targets. I think we're about there. It won't push perfectly straight though, having done this already before. It's not, yeah, it's not as, it doesn't go straight. Yeah, it does sort of like try to veer. Wow, it really is veering actually. I need to push it out a few times, I reckon. Talk about inching. Okay, then. I think I'm going to time lapse it because this could take 10 minutes real time. So I'd assume it only take 2 minutes for you than like a lot. So I'm going to say my words. I'm going to see you guys and girls on the other side. Right, this next one hands us. I think I make a bit of profit, but I don't think you sort of, there's an option that's hidden, but I think you still make a little bit of profit, but it's on me if we don't. I wanted to keep the telehandler, but I thought this is going to bring in a lot of cash, so you've got to sacrifice the telehandler, because it's all about, we need to sometimes make decisions that are going to benefit the farm, even if that means it's bad for us. So 417, so I've got to hope that hands us with these hidden options. Actually, yeah, because you can see that there's only 9,000. You can only lower that to 8, and it's got hidden options. They always sting you. So we need to, like, 337. We need to make more than that back. Now, I'm not sure. I think you do, but we shall see. Yeah, because if we've got 337, then we shall see. It's a nice tractor, this is, as well. One day we might actually own one. So 337. Are we going to break ends? Meet 3. Yes, we do. Right, 21,000. So it's sort of on that option. It actually ignores it, which is nice to know. I was thinking, I hate that with a passion, but 12.1 to 5,000 cubic meters. So, is that 50? No, 5,000. It is, yeah. Is that? Oh, what? 24? Oh, 5,000 cubic meters, as in like 500 tons. Well, actually, I've got to be honest, that's not too terrible. Yeah, I mean, if we went for the double one, that's actually, for 8,000, is actually fairly reasonable. So, you know, for once, I'm going to break a habit. That was for us. As is that. Yeah, I know we sold the harvester, but yeah, we won't have. Yeah, we will, because it seems silly not to have transport wheels. We will, even though I know it's sort of like, it's just a very, very good. So we 397. Yeah, the other thing I never explained very well was, if we can only buy from the sales or order find used. We can't just like buy anything off the thing. So I've ordered a few things. So we've not got a fertilizer spreader, but I've ordered one. But I've got to be honest, having used this quite a lot, it does get snarled up and it's very, very random. So it looks to me like we're almost definitely going to go into the grass business, but we do need a tractor. And typically now we're going to start in March. We've not actually got a tractor. Of course we haven't. I knew this would happen. It's one of those things when you have to do these things that you like get a gush of them and then all of a sudden you don't. So we're going to leave this us heading off into March for next session. So what are we going to, what is in the sales this last final day? Oh, not snow. It might go. It sometimes does the sweeping wave, so. Oh, tractor. Oh, the Agrio, that's going to bring in a bit of cash. Well, I love the McCormick as well. Yeah, I'm going to sell that because it's only got one front, one back 3-point link, and it is quite weak. I've had it. I like it as a little tractor, but now that could be useful. Yeah, got to be careful. So we have a tractor. We do. We're going to have to buy that. Because as I said, I can order one, but what's the old saying is a bird in the hand is worth 2 in the bush. And it's so very, very true. Oh, it's gone into the overflow bit. Yeah, so we need to, we'll grab the Aseki and that. Sell these 2. So we've got a fine chance. So we can only afford to say it's definitely going to be a grass start. That's why I ordered the Windra as well. I said never explained it very well. And I do apologise for that, because otherwise it's not, this is quite a challenge because it's very, very random on the find use. So we can only have what's in the sales, or we have to buy used, and our agent is scouring for it. Ooh, this is going to be, I might need to grab the McCormick. It's a little bit deep, so we might go through to April, because this will be impossible for us to do anything with. So, right, yeah, let's drop that. We'll grab the McCormick. it's having a job to get through the snow itself, let alone, yeah. Wow, it's not wanting to turn. Right, okay. Please don't sell the McCormick though. It's just, that's a good price, that is. 190 horsepower. Yeah. Fantastic. Oh, look at the thickness of the snow. Right, so this is our starting tractor. 190 horsepower. We've got a very, very, very cheap baler. I know we could have had lots of balers, but I mean, it's just affordance. Sometimes you just got to make do with cheaper equipment because it's all you can afford. And I know it might look odd to you, well, you think, well, you got 250 grand, but yeah, I've got to buy a field and we're going to have limited equipment. So yeah, it's not quite as cut and dry as that. Yeah, it always looks amazing, doesn't it? It's, even when you've got $1 million in the bank, you think, oh yeah, I'm going to do really, oh, it's a bit weird. Think I'm going to do really well. And then you spend your mill on about 3 things and you think, oh, I thought I was going to like rule the world with that sort of cash. Not really. So yeah, that's our last chance. No, we don't care about this for once. Yeah, because we're not actually like, yeah, we're not keeping it. And to grip in the snow, I think standards would be better. Would be nice to own something like that. It's a good, typical, isn't it? Though that really is 117,000 for a beast like this. That's a real bargain. It's typical when you haven't got the money and you're like trying to do something like this, that you see all these fantastic bits of kit at super duper prices, and then when you have got the money, they're like the bonus is like 40% or something silly. It's true, isn't it? It's sort of like a teaser. This is what you could have, but you can't. Yeah. We have done well, though, on the sales. So that's the last thing to sell. And we're going to keep the weeder. Yeah, I've used that many, many times, the weeder. Many, many times, because it can seed as well. So, yeah, of course it's gone over that side. Of course it has. Yeah, I was saying, and this sort of proves it again, every single time since I've had the realistic weather mod on, I've had snow, really thick snow, and it's sort of a bit boring because it's like, it's as bad as not having any snow, because it's guaranteed that you're going to get a blizzard or really thick snow every single winter. And that's just as bad as Giants never giving you snow, really. It's sort of gone from what... The other thing is, it causes problems with, like, waterlogging. Now, I like the idea of it in a way, but it doesn't solve any problems. It just makes you more, and your workers are stopping and stuff like that. So, to me, I'm like, well, yeah, but you've made me problems, but you're not really helping me to solve them. I don't think we might be lucky. It's peeking in a little, but I don't think it will. I think it needs to be more. Oh, okay. That was a bit lucky. So we could, that's true, we could sell that too, yeah. No, we're not, yeah. It's two, yeah, that we're going to keep. So let's grab that. And then we know exactly what we've got to start with next session. So we'll have a proper look in a minute. It'd be nice just to, and obviously it's true, I was about to say that I know we've not got a windrower. It won't stop me. Yeah, I've done it before. It's not nice, but you've got to sometimes dig deep and do things that you wouldn't normally do. If you can do it, you can do it. Even if it's not like nice or ideal or things like that, it's just, it is what it is. But you can still do it, as I proved on No Man's Land, in FS22, I've done it on FS25. Have I? I'm not sure actually now. Maybe I haven't. Right, so this is for us. It is my very one that I've used so many times as well. So this can like do canola, And obviously it's a weeder, but it also, yeah, obviously got to be no-till though. Yeah, we haven't got any. That's another thing we need to get ordered, and that is a plough. So we got a slight reprieve because we couldn't possibly work in this horrible weather. So I will let us go through one more month. So yeah, we want to grab that. We want to find used. Continuous search, yes. Fantastic. Yeah, you can see that it's nothing about going through the months either. It seems to be real time. So we'll go through till April morning. We will go to 8 o'clock. And this, hopefully, I've never seen the snow last longer than April. Not since the... Yeah, there was a glitch a long while back, and then it went all the way through the year, but that was fixed quite quickly, which I'm not surprised, because let's be honest, it's all brilliant. Excellent. So what is in the sales this last day that we've got this opportunity? Ooh, okay, no, it's all as is. Fantastic. Where will you be? Over there. Can you tow anything? Yeah, is there anything? Oh, now that would be brilliant, wouldn't it? That, so we could buy that and sell that with the biggie. We can drag it. I think we'll keep that Grampy though. That's unbelievably good. I might even like part chop the other Crampy for the bigger Crampy. Because it's still a ram, isn't it? I think that one is as well though. Ooh. Yeah, but I think we can't really afford to justify the two at the minute when we're trying to like scrimp and save to crash about our equipment. Now you can sometimes get away with this being an extension of you because it's connected to you. It sees it. I did test this and find it out on the map that actually does work like that, which is quite nice. So, ooh, even that's worth... Ooh, we could do with something like that, though. That's not a bad price, really. We haven't got any means other than, like... Mind you, we're going into grass. Mind you, that's too good a price. I always say this. There are certain things, when you look at that, that's just too good a price to miss. So is that, but it's always quite cheap anyway, so... Yeah, so we will grab you. But really do... Oh, a front loader attacher. That is true, actually. Yeah, no, it is. Let's see how the dust settles, because it is true. We could... yeah, I think we're going to need to... Yeah, like even this, I don't can afford it. Even though I know it's cheap. But we could make use of it to, like, grab that and sort of sell that too, and then it will make a little bit of cash. So let's grab, it'll be over here. And then next session, we'll see exactly what we've got left to... Oh, okay, I thought I was getting into the truck. Yeah, we are going to need a front loader, aren't we, to grab the bales. So that little Massey is needed. Yeah, let's just sell this. It goes against the grain a bit, really, because this would have been quite useful. But, yeah, sacrifices have got to be made. If this enables us to buy the little Massey, then it's worth the sacrifice for the farm, or what will be the farm. Yeah, because we know at the minute there is no farm. Just a collection of tools. Yeah, I mean, and also, like, I love my mower. That is, I really, really love that. When I saw that, I thought, £7,000. That is an absolute bargain. Yeah, so we'll sell that Crampy and we'll grab the new Crampy. Fantastic. And do we go into vegetables? It's a really good business, and that again is because that is expensive. So really, nearly all of this is going to be like something we need to do ourselves now. Yeah, I mean, we're not going to be... Yeah, it's true. It's true. It's a very... You know, I mean, that is a really good price for that. So let's grab this one, and then we're sort of going to be investing all the rest of what we've got into, like, yeah, all of those bits of equipment. Every last little one is for the future and is a valid business that we could do going forwards. Yeah, it's a good harvester. I think we need to up the horsepower in this to use it. But, yeah. Yeah. And we'll grab you for us. We won't have the extension to begin with, so we can't afford it. Yeah, we'll have it as is, 25 cubic meter. So we only paid 8. We need that to be the front loader. We do need it to have a front loader attacher. Yeah. Oh, now, yeah, the one thing I'll say is what I've done on all the other Let's Plays where I've done this as a thing. Can we afford that? Yeah. Gonna have to, I think. Because it's the only means of fertilizing we've got. And that, too... Can we afford it? I think we're going to have to. Right, okay then. So, yeah. Little tools like weights and things like that. I've always said on all of these challenges that I will allow little tools like seed boxes, little tools like weights and front loaders. But anything beyond that, even a seeder planter, it's got to be like... So we have a means to do that could be used for sugar beets. We could do sugar beets with this and that to begin with. So we could go into sugar. That's an option. Or we could do grass, but then we still need another business for the grass as well. So do we do sugar beets? Being as we've got a means to harvest and plant. It's a complete business. That's what I'm thinking. That it's going to be a horrible field for 220,000, but it is true. We've got to repair everything too. Let's go and have a look. Oh, so you do... that might be... That's got quite a bit of forest as well. Yeah, in this corner. Oh, it's also got a massive lake. Well, a pond, Mr. Smith. That's not what I would constitute a lake. But it has got quite a bit of things here where you could actually put things... We could chop these down and... Yeah, we can lease is the other thing. I don't think I mentioned that either. Yeah, I'm not a terror. I apologise. I did say I was shattered. So I think this is our field. So we're going to chop all of the trees down. And this is going to be home for at least a little bit. Because you can see there's actually, yeah, quite a bit of trees there. Quite a bit of trees there. And obviously there's the pond, which we can see in the middle there. But we could just keep field 4... sugar beet, and we could put our productions to begin with right there. So it's not about field 5 though. But you've got a lot of trees. It's income. Is what I'm thinking. We could chop them down, and in the end of the year, all of this would be wood chips. But we also have got a place to put our productions where we wouldn't normally have it, as well as a watering place to grab our water from without, for once, putting a tap down. Not that that's be all and end all, but this would be grass. Do we do a mini BGA then? And then like grab another field and go into sugar? Well, we could do vegetables like later on, because that would do all veggies. We just would need a vegetable planter, which again, we could order the 6 meter really, or we could order something like Pilatus that actually does that anyway, or even the 6 meter version, which for these little fields would not be too terrible. Yeah, we could sort of order. I imagine for the price difference, I'd sooner go for the Pilatus. Both no till. Yeah, but at the minute, I think every penny counts. So, you know, something I think we'll... Yeah, we will try to find that too. So that's for the future, that one. So, it's true. So I think we're going to go into grass, and we'll probably go mini BGA. We are going to need to buy a... Have we got any means of Yeah, we're going to need to lease a belt system to pick this up. But to begin with, we've got at least got a trailer. So we're going to grab Kastan's still. We do indeed. And we will chop all of these trees down. We'll chop them down as we need them. We'll put a production silo down and we'll do that. We do need to buy the field though. Yeah. So we'll see exactly what we've got left. And that's what I was saying. We've been good on looking on the equipment, really. We're right next. Yeah, that's the good news as well. This is my favourite sort of start. Right next to the shop. Right next to the shop. Ooh. Oh, I didn't realise you could literally pop through that. Do we own... Ah, I reckon we could actually... Now, do you know, there's only one game that I've ever had where you could actually do this. But the trouble is yeah, normal hedges. So, but yeah, we do actually own the way in. So is there a proper place where I could chop a tree down to go through? Okay, let's have a go, shall we? Oh my life, that scares the living daylights of me. Yeah, no, not really. You sort of still got to go through the hedge, haven't you? Yeah, you have. Yeah, none of them form like it's a proper hedge. And I don't want to I don't want to not, observe this. Yeah. So wood chips it is, and we will go, we'll go the proper way. So where is the real way in? Oh. Let's have a look. I would imagine it's, not that far anyway. I know it's got to be down here, surely. Can't always see the flash of red, but did that do it? I don't think it did. May as well do these as we're actually passing. Is that a tree or is it a... I don't think they'd very much like you chopping that down. I did wonder, I thought, it looks more like a telegraph pole to me, but I could see the leaves, the actual branches coming through. I'm thinking, is it a tree? No, it's not. Right, so surely there's a way in down here for us to get in. No, this is our field, yeah. So where is the proper way in? Let's put that away a minute. Where is the way in? Oh, my life. Looks like we get in through shared access or something like that. Okay, let's send the drones up. Yeah, and see, where is the way in? Oh, hang on a minute, is it? Oh, it looks like it's through that car park there. Yeah, it does. It looks like you're going through that back right there. Is that our... No, it is. Yeah, this is our field. Yeah, so it does look very much to me like there's a little way in just at the back there. So you got to come through that, like, production-y type slabby thing. Can you buy that as well? Because that'd make a Oh, you can, but it's a bit... I think it's a production slab, though. So we've got to hope that they let us in, because otherwise we're scuppered. Can you sort of get in where we are, though? Yeah, let's see. Is there another way in case that doesn't work out? Like, do we have to talk to the Lord of the Manor and say, can we please come in through your way? Because, like, yeah, can't see. I think we will. Oh, my life. It's right the way down here. It's right opposite the main farm. Fantastic. So you've got to come all the way down here. Well, I don't think it'll let us in. But we'll have a look if we go to 87. I don't think it'll open up for us, but we'll try. I know the key to do it because I've tried it by my... Oh, it does. Excellent. Well, this then is the quick way in from the store to our place. Although I don't know how you get around the back. This is definitely a way in, even if a tad sneaky, but it definitely is a way in. Yeah, it is a way in, shall we say. So let's just see, how do we get from here to there? I think you have to go around the front, and then you'd have to come around the back. So I don't think it's a rear exit. Yeah, shops seem to only have one way in. You know, like one single gateway, like it's a rule of shops that you can only do that. FS19, you could do more. So how do we sort of get around here? Let's send the drones up. It's a lot easier than faffing around. So we go... We can go through there. That's another car parky place. Ah, around here. Yeah, so it's a bit of a long, circuitous route. So I wish I could go through the... That's a bit of a strange road, isn't it? Don't think there is a single break in that hedge. Can you delete the hedge? Okay, is it like... I don't think it is. I think it's proper hedge. I don't think it's like deletable, like that you can paint it. But we'll have a go. I don't think it will let us. No, it's definitely paint, change cursor shape. No, it really is. It's there for the... You could sort of do my old trick of like lifting up a thing, but that's going to cost you a fortune anyway as well. So, is there any natural breaks? I don't think so. No, I think it's just built trees into the hedge. So, yeah, we've got to go all the way around here. It's not the end of the world. At least it saves going all the way down the other end. So, that is it. That is a start. Let's have one last look at all of the equipment just as a... So, we can plant grass, canola, and oilseed radish with that. With a header for the future, for a normal harvester, a big one. A tanker. A mower, a baler, but no windrow. And we have a 27.5 cubic meter trailer, a telehandler. Well, it will be our telehandler, but I need to buy the front loader, this planter, and this for the future harvester. Our own very special Metentis that does all of those vegetables, including potatoes. So yeah, and this will obviously do... The only thing it will do is sugar beet at present. So yeah. So we're going to leave it there. Interesting. Yeah, there's definitely directions to go that the equipment is leading us. A bit of a mixed bag of equipment, but we've still got 123,000... after buying our field, so we've got a bit of enough for a tiny production or something like that, is definitely what I would say. Alright, anyway, I'm going to leave it there. So all that remains to be said is thank you very much for watching. Truly do hope you're going to stick with me on this journey, and I'm going to say goodbye for now.